We're live, guys.
You want a water? It's not cold, is that okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I forgot to bring my.
How about you?
I'm good, thanks.
I know, no.
Check 1. Check 2.
No, I think I brought, no, he brought me with him.
Yeah, we just saw each other, and that was it.
Cool.
I did not sign in yet. I will think it's zone day public hearing. I was busy talking and meeting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Welcome to Roann.
That's strategic. I've learned. Don't get my phone back.
I am going to.
You two, you and you sign that.
I'll make an announcement. I haven't signed it yet either. Just letting everyone know before we get started, as of July 1st, it is a law in the state of Indiana that all public meetings are live streamed. And so we will be live streaming this meeting tonight. And I just wanted everybody to know that it's on the internet right now. So just letting you know. Anybody that don't want to be seen, Chuck, if you don't want to be seen, okay. That's right, we were.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock. We're gonna start our monthly meeting. This time, Bob, will you do a roll call, please?
Yes, physically present is Jeremy Fisher. Physically present is Neil Bieber. Physically present is Jerry Nelson. Physically present is Robert M. Ferguson Jr. Also present is Steve Hicks, Damon Prater, Tony Janeway, Peggy Myers, Mike Kleinpeter from Kleinpeter, who is a CDBG administrator. Also, we have Alex Downard, who is with 185, and also the Community Foundation of Wabash County, and Christina Lynn, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 citizens, which is a new record.
Wow. Okay, next thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Gentlemen, I was not here, so is everything.
The only thing was that you were not here to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah.
That was the only issue I saw.
Okay.
Adjourn that.
Yes, yeah. This is the one.
Town permits. Sorry, I missed that. Initial that, please. I made the change, and if you'll just initial where I made the change, and I initialed right beside the change. Got it? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, minutes approved, correction was made as presented.
But you got to get,
I'll make a
Yeah.
motion to approve
Motion,
the
right.
corrected minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
perfect.
Next thing on the agenda is the opening is the Roann Quickway. I don't know what was exactly discussed about the Quickway last month.
Not much of anything. Again, for them to have a three-way liquor license, the town board would have to pass an enabling ordinance because of the size of the town. No action's been taken on that.
Gentlemen, do you have anything?
Well, Steve, you reported that they were collecting signatures, correct?
Yeah, they had a petition on there, but the petition was submitted at the last county meeting that was continued till tomorrow, or Wednesday. One of the Roann residents went and told me that it was pointed out that a lot of the signatures were from a different county.
Either way, nothing's been brought to us, which would need to come to us before the county, correct?
That would come to us after the county.
No,
Oh, it comes to us before?
the county has nothing
To
to
do with
do with it.
Right.
But the liquor board cannot issue a permit
Okay.
without us enacting an enabling ordinance, so we would have to act first.
Okay.
Is it okay if we would actually poll the crowd here, how they feel about it,
You can do whatever you want.
gentlemen?
It's your meeting.
One, two.
Can I see a raise of hands that would be for a liquor store being put in Roann?
Well, I guess
Or
it-
would
it's
not,
not a liquor
wouldn't,
store.
It-
A liquor, help me out here, what we're gonna.
Well, it's a convenience
Convenience store.
store, just like it is now, but they would have the ability to sell, carry out
But it's gonna be.
beer, wine, and liquor.
It's gonna be
They'll have
separate,
a
is that,
separate,
they'll have
it
a
will be a
separate
separate
store.
store.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
You have the gas station, they already walled off the one little section used to be the one area. They had a different address and everything.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
it is totally separate.
Okay,
Or
so
not.
that it would be essentially a packaged liquor store.
So,
Yeah.
correct.
or not opposed. Not necessarily for it, but not opposed to it.
Okay. How many are against? Opposed?
Okay.
You may all go to the bathroom now. No, I mean, honestly, my opinion is, it does not bother me myself for it to be here, but we definitely make the correct decision of what the town people would like to have, and
Absolutely.
it looks definitely that you guys are all against it. So from this standpoint, we can,
And as a reminder, the enabling ordinance, you cannot control any factors. You just either allow it or you don't, and it's then out of your control. So just wanted to remind you of that, like hours, and all of those things.
And just what you said the last time, they were not, they wouldn't be eligible for a beer and wine license.
Correct.
Based on our community
Because there's
ourselves.
already one beer and wine license, and based upon our population,
Mhm.
there can't be a second one.
okay. So we can decide tonight to make, whether we're against it or for it, or just.
I don't think we have to do
I
anything.
don't think-
We're going basically now.
Right.
I think that we could remove it from the agenda
Yeah.
unless
Yes.
he comes and wants to present anything to the board.
Okay,
Very good.
I'm good with
Thank you
that.
out there for your raise of hands. Next one is a railroad property. And of course, Christina, we already know that we're going to secure that correctly in October. Is that right, Scott, in that area?
So I sent the proper notice to the owner from the registered owner, and it came back. With that not being a proper address, but it was the address on the tax rolls. We've resent it to a couple of other addresses that we found. So yes, we are taking all the proper steps.
And so we're pretty much secure that it's going to be handed over to, the town will give it.
Well, I mean, someone can redeem it. That redemption period is still open, so.
And there's nothing we can do during that time. It's just,
Correct.
So we'll leave this on the agenda until we hear next month
Sure,
from you, if you get the right address or any response.
sure.
Okay.
Do you have to buy that in the tax sale that's this Thursday? This is the certificate sale Thursday.
No, the county already acquired
Did they?
the tax certificate and assigned it to us.
Okay. When you mentioned October, I thought, oh, that's when the tax sale is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Next thing on the list is park.
So we had a meeting, and I don't have minutes for you because I just don't. We had a meeting February 17th. Did not do a lot at that meeting. We talked about the potential of a grant with regard to the park. And in light of that potential, didn't really take more action because I think we're at a little bit of a standstill right now, pending the outcome of that process and what that all looks like. So again, we didn't do a ton at that meeting due to scheduling and spring break for me. We're not having another meeting until April 7th. And I'll have more details for you then, hopefully at that April.
has there been any scheduling for any of the fundraising events that you talked about?
So we didn't have the best turnout for our meeting. One of the couples had just had a brand new baby and brought him home from the hospital. Other things were going on. And so I really wanted more of the committee there to choose a date. So I really, really would like to do that at that April 7th meeting. So.
And I was able to, I got a video that was done during the Stellar, and I was able to put that out on the on Facebook and some other places, and I also played it for the community
State of our communities.
state of the community address, and the sharing of that went very well. I was really surprised. Had a lot of people that shared it, and as of over the weekend, we were able to acquire another $1,400 for people that had wanted benches. So that was a really big deal. So
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry. So what we did do at the last meeting was talk about a flyer to put together to send out for donations for people who want to contribute toward a bench or a light post or a brick. And Tisha had worked on that and did a really good job with that. We're going to do a mass mailing of that. Haven't gotten that done yet, but we're working toward that. But I think Bob had some of those flyers to pass out at the state.
I did have some of the flyers, and also we do have the labels ready for everybody in the town to send those out.
And you guys were given, as you know, 14 benches, compliments of.
I don't know that.
Yes, you have been given 14 benches that are coming.
Okay,
So they will match the same benches that you have here in town. So
okay.
we can put a sales pitch in here right now. So if y'all want one in the park, it's 700. If you want one in town, it's 700. RCH Park. So anyway, no, the gentleman has generously given us 14 for there. And if we would need more, it's possible.
Excellent.
Okay, next, pole track. You're a lucky winner.
Apparently, I have not made contact with Dwayne Crum, so I need to do that and follow up to start trying to sort out those varying interests in the pole track. So that's on my list of things to do.
Okay, new business. Tony, do you have anything for us?
Always.
You've been always.
Just like I talked at the last meeting and stuff, if I'm not gonna get the tractor, I need to get the other tractor repaired. I was able to get a quote, and it's gonna be $4,500 for a new clutch, servicing it, and there's also a hydraulic leak that needs to be fixed, and I haven't been able to find. So that was through Curlin's up in Silver Lake, which is where we purchased the tractor at back in
How old is it?
1990. We have, I think next week, the well is gonna be repaired.
It's older than me. It's older than me. Mhm. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Tony.
He needs,
Next week, the well is gonna be repaired. I believe Travis is gonna be here on Monday to get that situation taken care of. Jason Siders has reached out, what,
We need to make a motion to approve you said $4,500?
for the tractor, yeah.
Make a motion to approve the 4,500 for the new clutch.
are they gonna pick it up, or do we have to get it to them?
Is there anything else with that you have to deliver it, or are they gonna come pick it up?
I will probably deliver it with my tractor, my trailer.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Jason Sider just reached out to me this evening and stuff. Normally, we have the roads all sealed. He said he would prefer to wait until now to get it done, so he gave me a quote. It was $8,877. That's to have all the streets with the crack seals, what I had done to it. I basically forgot about it and stuff, because I talked to him last winter, at the beginning of winter, about getting it done. And he recommended that we wait till the spring here to get it done, because he said something about it maximizes the crack gap. So
Or is that similar to last year then?
every year it's about
About
the
the
same
same
price.
Yeah.
Don't vote on that yet. Let him go ahead and tell you other things while I check out some stuff, because I'm just now finding this out.
Yeah, go ahead with some more.
Would you
Yeah,
Would you
that
go
was
back
new on me too.
and check and find
Ask,
out
or,
how much we
gravel,
paid last year of
as
ciders?
you know, Neil,
So
when
it's
you were
gonna
down
be-
there, it's a mud pit.
It's gonna be
Down
like
around
last
pole
year's,
barns
and I need to know
around-
how much that was.
The guys that are doing all the boring in town, they're coming down and getting water, and so there's more traffic down there right now. Up and down the well field and everywhere, it's just mud. Price of stone is about $420 a load for a triaxle delivered. And guesstimating about 5 loads to have to spread down there, and then have a stockpile for any digging that we do and alley repair and whatever else and stuff, so.
So it's about $2,000 basically.
2,100.
Yeah, we have the funds for that, to do that, I would say.
Yeah, we can do that.
I make a motion to approve it 2,100. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
You said 420,
2,000.
2,100.
425. Okay, got it.
And the only other thing I got is, like we was talking about with the addition of the pole barn down there. That's something I'm gonna have to do before we get another tractor. If it's something that can be done now, I don't know, but I got two different quotes. And what I sent you guys in the email is actually the one got edited tonight. There was 29,250 was the cheaper. And the other was 33,750.
Who were those with? The bit?
Stopper Construction and Jason Siders, Jason Randall Construction.
Do we have any storage anywhere that we can use to store? Is it because it's larger than what we have right now? Is that correct?
Yes. And we required a back trailer, we required another dump truck, and we're out of room.
Yeah, I definitely think, I mean, before we would upgrade that tractor, that is something that we're gonna have to do. Because basically, anything bigger than the current tractor we have can't fit because it's parked at an angle. But I think it's something we have to talk about with the budget of saving up for that, just especially with the well.
Does
as
it
well.
just have to be covered, basically, or does it completely need to be
Well,
replaced?
that'd be your guys' choice on that. I mean, our dump truck's outside and we got the windshield shot out of it twice.
If we're getting a new tractor,
Well, that's
we're
why
gonna
we're
want
gonna
it
have
close.
target practice.
There's all kinds of room outside.
Well, no, I'm just kind of
No.
thinking in my mind that, we got this awning back here in the back that's useless. Is there some piece of equipment
We
we can
talked
pull
about
out
doing
from
that
down
several
there
years
and
ago.
putting in here?
We talked about doing that several years ago, that thing's falling in. It needs to be tore down, and I was told not to worry about it right now because we don't have the money to tear it down.
Okay.
But the roof is falling in on it.
Well, it would be nice if, as far as the council people here, we could actually come down there and take a look at everything, just
Anytime
because
you guys
I don't
want
think I know where everything's stored. I don't know if you do, or you do.
Mhm.
Every one of them's got a phone number, anytime you want to come down.
Okay. Well, let's just put this one on the agenda for next time, or for a little while, okay? So we can come up with a solution. I mean, that's quite a bit of money right now, and this is only March.
Yeah.
This is only March.
The only other thing that I was gonna bring up is I know that we've been, with our vacatory budget and whatever else, that we've been saving some money up to buy a generator next year. The generator that we have right now is capable of running one well. I just had a state inspection last month, and my inspector highly recommended that we have a generator that runs both wells. So the quote that Bruce got 4 years ago is no good.
Okay.
So just so you guys are aware of that situation and stuff, I haven't reached out
I'm gonna say,
to get any more
We need a
quotes.
new
Yeah.
quote.
yeah, can you get a new quote for that then?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna do that, but I'm not, it don't do no good to do it right now,
No.
when next year's another year away. But I have to find out about the wiring and everything else that's going out there from the generator to know if it's sufficient too. I'd have to do all that, but
Well,
I will do that.
It will help for building the budget next year as well. to-
Yeah, because I got to build that, and I got to start putting money aside for that, so.
And if we're lucky, maybe we'll have some at the end of the year. You never know.
I
But I mean, that is a very important thing, is a generator.
will
We
get
hook my
something
house up with it.
checked out.
Okay.
Thanks, Tony.
I'm done.
Last year, when we had the crack seal done,
Exactly.
it was the exact same amount. So
Jason,
if you guys want to, do we have the, he gave you the quote, right?
Give me a quote and email, yeah.
Okay. So as long as we got the quote for that, if you guys want to approve that, that money will come out of MVH restricted. I'll pull it out of restricted because I can for
Yeah.
crack seal.
Make a motion to approve the 8,877.
all in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
Okay.
Okay, yes, Steve, you are next.
Keep doing that. I'm not gonna ask for any money, save it. That's
Good.
Only a couple things.
You have 7 minutes.
I'll take 8. I know where you live at. Calls have been going pretty good in town. A lot of traffic's getting worked. We've had one theft at the gas station. It was a shoplifting. I watched the video. I didn't recognize the person. They thought it was a regular, so they told the county if I was off that night, they don't want to do anything close to regular, but it's not a town person, so I don't know who it is. We did have some gasoline stolen out of the vehicle while somebody was gone from where the vehicle was at for about a week. I have no idea who that could have been. So, well, I got some ideas, but proving it's another thing. Have been helping the county with some calls. We just had a bad one tonight, 24/7 West. It was really bad. So pray for all those people because a lot of them hurt bad. The only thing I was going to bring up, I didn't want to bring up, I'm going to. Years ago, I talked to you about moving the one speed limit sign down to West Street. You know, because 55 starts at Washington Street. So I tried to get the engineer to move it. They did their study, and the engineer came back, and first he told me, well, we don't need your guys' permission. We do what we want, but as a courtesy, we'll see what the town board wants. His solution was 45 from Stockdale to 650 West, including through town. I spoke to him about the fire station with the bad hump there, how that's not safe, plus our kids, plus the festivals and stuff that we have. Didn't really care, pretty much what he said. We turned it down, so no, absolutely not. It's just not safe to raise it 15 miles per hour. Well, I've had several people contact me by email, text, and in person wanting to move it down there now because of Dollar General. I did speak with our fire chief tonight, Larry Rensberger. He's like me, he's against moving the speed limit up to 45. I'm concerned if I go to the NDOT engineer section again, they're just going to do it. But he said they will not move that sign down there last time for any reason, won't do it. The only thing they would do is raise the speed limit up and just make it one speed limit. So what I'm asking is for you guys to tell me, don't worry about asking engineers, because I am concerned that if I go to them about moving that sign down there, they're going to say, hey, we're just going to go ahead and do it now, if I get a different engineer. So I would love to have the sign moved down to West Street, because I think it should be in the first place. Because right now, as soon as people's going westbound, they get the Chippewa, they punch that gas because they think, well, I can do it because I got to be 55 for it to sign. You know, that's just where you can start 55. Doesn't mean you got to get to it. Several learned the hard way. I was right. But I am concerned that if we get a different engineer or if he's whatever, he might say, well, we're just going to do it. And then we'll have 45. And my experience as an officer is if it says 45, that means they're going to be doing 65 or 70. Since I don't work full time, it worries me. Larry didn't like it at all because he told me several incidents with getting a fire truck out on 16. He went to speed limit of 30. You know, and I've been running 16 a lot. So I just want to make you aware of that. I had people asking me about moving. I explained to them about the last time. Some understood it, some didn't. But I just think if I just stay out there and just continue to hit it hard, but once they get past that 55, they can go 55, and I can't do a thing about it. So going eastbound, it's easy. They got to slow down at West Street to 40 and then down to 30. But going west, as soon as they hit Washington Street, you still got a couple blocks to go, and you got kids that live on that street all the time. I'm always watching because they scare me to death. So you got words of wisdom, Neil, but and Jeremy, and I guess you two do. But if you guys got any advice or any recommendations, or just let it go for right now, I just don't want to take a chance. Because he was straightforward. He said, we can just do it if we want. You don't need your permission, which kind of upset me a little bit, but it's true. But besides that, I've just been working the roads on traffic a lot. Because it's getting springtime, people's feet are getting heavy footed. So
Just keep focusing on that.
Yeah,
good.
yeah, we
okay,
got you.
well, I am. I do my laps and I go down and hide different spots on 16 and on Chippewa too. But honestly, Chippewa, people have been doing really good. I mean, I think we still got our occasional idiot. And, you know, they see me.
That's where you put those road bumps in there, buddy.
I'm not putting road bumps on Chippewa. I like the one that decided to speed right in front of me. I'm sitting at ice cream shop last fall. How you not miss that? I mean, that big black truck with yellow stripes. And
Yeah.
he had blue lights on the front. That's
Probably
what they
thought it
get
was
if
a
I wanted to.
zebra.
He had no tail lights, and he punched his gas, and that'd be funny to make it run in. He got my attention. But Is there anything besides the traffic, you guys? It's gonna be ordinance season, as I call it. It's not just mushroom season, it's ordinance season for me, so.
There you go.
I already got several houses on vehicles and some other stuff, but, and I sent you an email about the planning commission on those houses.
Yeah.
He's back from vacation now, and he handles them in Roann because Jennifer and I being married, we don't want a conflict, so that way they can't say she's just biased for me, so.
Okay.
If not, email, phone call me, whatever, and hopefully it stays in the 70s, so.
Thanks. We appreciate what you do, Steve. Thanks. Christina.
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
I talked to you.
Bob, do you have anything?
Yes, I only have one thing. I'm not sure that I can make it through it.
You've got 1 minute.
It's with waste management. Our contract's up with waste management this year, and they have offered to give us an extension, which would be 4% on that first year and then 6% each following year, and that would lock us in for the next 5 years. I think it's a good deal. That way, if and when or if things go up, we'll be locked in at least through that to only a 6% increase. That would be entirely up to you guys. If you want to do that, I can let them know and we can get that started.
Yeah, and so, I mean, they've done an excellent job for us, and they were doing an excellent job when they bought the other company out. So, in my understanding now, if a resident wants more than one trash container,
They can have it
they
now
can have it. Is that correct?
at an additional cost.
Okay,
And that would be the cost that they pay now. They can get an additional one, and then they would have. And we have a couple places that have 4 or 5.
yeah. Okay. I make a motion that we approve waste management contract for the next 5 years. Sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
I'll get a hold of Waste Management and get that taken care of. I have nothing else. It's 7:30.
It is.
If you're going to open it up to the public,
Oh, yes.
if you want to open it up to the public,
I did after, no?
you have to do it after. So you're going to
Right,
recess now and then come back, open it back up to the public.
Correct. So we're gonna recess our regular meeting and go to our public meeting. And Bob, that'll take.
And we'll give it to Mike.
Let me take it
Mike,
first.
yes,
Yes.
you get it first.
Good evening, council and public. My name's Mike Kleinpeter with Kleinpeter Consulting Group. We are an Ocher certified grant administrator assisting the town with our grant application to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs through the stellar designation. Notice for this public hearing was posted on February 12th. This is our first public hearing to discuss the town's application. We are applying specifically for a park improvement grant in the amount of $377,700 and will be contributing $477,944 in donation funds. We are currently this is a federal grant that flows through the state to us, so we're currently going through some of the paperwork required for that. One of which is the Section 106 environmental review. Bob has done a lot of prerequisite work to get through the State Historic Preservation Office and has had their approval. There's about 8 other agencies I'm going through to get their approval for the project. So that process takes about 60 to 75 days. So that's what I'm working on right now. Tonight, we want to make sure the citizens are informed, allow them an opportunity to ask questions or support or give their views on the project or voice concerns or support for the project. This is the first of 2 required public hearings. We're going to do another one on March 24th. At a minimum, we could do more than 2, but a minimum, we have to do 2. With that, I'll turn it over to Bob to talk about the project.
The scope of the project, we've looked at it a lot of different ways. One, in donations, what we've received in donations, and we've gotten some bids, which are lower bids, but they don't meet all the requirements for a, and I may say the word CDBG a lot. What that stands for is Community Development Block Grant. So, and that's the grant that we're going for, which is through the Office of Community Rural Affairs. So, we found that with the money that we have right now, and I went through this with our project manager today, who is Martin Duffy, and we can do actually 3 things with just the money that we have right now. That would be the ground prep, the concrete work, and the pavilions, along with the restrooms. If we get the grant, we can do ground prep, concrete work, pavilions, restroom, asphalt, fence, and then we would also put the lights as a contingent if everything comes in under what we thought it might come into. So we're actually getting more work done with the community development block grant. And so it is going to require a lot of work. It's going to require some more additional time. We'll not be able to get probably out into the park until maybe late summer, maybe early fall. That's kind of where we're at right now. And because, as Mike said, we have to go through a lot of different agencies. I'd already went through the SHPO, which is the Historic Society, which I was already planning on another grant that I was going to write for the playground equipment, and I had to have that finished before that. I will let you know that, as you've seen, or as you may have heard with the CDBG, I didn't mention playground equipment. That's because the playground equipment, our plan is to go through a patronicity grant, which is a 50-50 grant up to $100,000. And so our plan is to go ahead with that, and we can do that while the CDBG is going on. We just cannot start that project until the CDBG is done. So, and we could do that by the end of this year if we were able to get started right away and we have everybody in line. So, and the same thing with picnic tables and benches. We're already getting additional grants for that from, or additional donations, I'm so sorry. And I also plan on, as soon as the playground is done, I will write, and right now we have to have, Mike is the grant writer for the community development block grant because Okra requires a grant writer that is certified to write CDBGs. I am not certified, nor would I ever be. But I am able to write things like I wrote the 2 USDA grants. I've written some other grants. I'm going to write the patronicity grants. I've already talked to them about that. And so I will write those at no cost to the town. So that will help a lot in getting the playground equipment and the picnic tables and some additional benches if needed. So with that said, I will be glad to take any questions that either I might, before I do that, Alex, do you have anything to add?
Nope, the only thing just about both grant opportunities, CDBG, as Mike introduced, because it's through the stellar designation that Wabash County received, it's non-competitive. So they work with us just to make sure that we fill out all the proper paperwork, which Mike leads and Bob helps with from gathering things locally. But that money is set aside for the Roann Park project, not competitive like the traditional CDBG is traditionally competitive, right? So that's set aside. Also, patronicity, Bob, like you talked about, as long as you raise the match, it's also non-competitive. And so identifying those 2 funding sources on your part and others is
you're not competing against other projects for them.
Right. And I will say that I've already sent a lot of paperwork to Mike as far as getting his grant work done. In fact, his team worked over the weekend, and I sent him probably more emails than I've sent out the year. So, and I have told them, I've told both Mike, I've told Alex, and I have told Martin Duffy, who is our project manager, that I am available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to them for this project. So just letting you guys know that I will not rest until we get this done. So do we have any questions, comments, anything like that that I might be able to answer, Mike might be able to answer, or Alex?
Are we allowed to ask questions?
Sure.
So for the ground prep, concrete work, pavilions, restrooms, asphalt, fence, essentially lights, is that all from the grant or is that from the total funds?
Not the grant. No. Oh, wait a minute. No, from the grants plus the funds. So it's total. Yes.
So that's for the 855,644.
Yes.
And so that's with no playground equipment.
No playground equipment. I'm going to do the other grant with that.
And that's with still no money set aside for maintenance of the park.
Not yet. But we are getting money daily right now that's coming in for donations. And the fundraising money will also go into that. So that will also be set aside for that.
Are we talking another $100,000 for that? How much more for the playground equipment, picnic tables, benches?
100,000 for the probably 100,000 for the playground equipment, which would be 50,000 because it's a 50-50.
Mhm.
All we have to do is match their 50, and we'll probably do the same thing with the picnic tables, which is half the 100,000, probably closer. Picnic tables are actually 50,000.
Mhm.
And so with 50,000, that's a 25-25. So yeah, we could, and that would be a separate patronicity.
But if we don't raise at least an additional $50,000, we'll have ground prep, concrete work, pavilions, restrooms, asphalt, fence, lights, and no playground equipment.
That's true.
I don't love that.
And I don't blame you. But the thing is, the CDB, the Community Development Block Grant, if I can say that, will not purchase just equipment. If we do just the equipment, or if we do playground equipment, we are no longer able to do the community build. Am I right by saying that? Right?
It'd have to be completed.
It would have to be completed without a community build,
Oh,
which-
I'm sorry, I didn't know. You're right.
which is right. Okay. Which, yeah, I've been working on. Yeah, I've been working on this a lot, which will raise the price of the playground equipment so much that it's almost not worth us doing. So that's why I did it like that, so we could keep the community build, get more of the playground equipment, and not have to hack the playground equipment just to put it in the CDBG. Does that make sense?
That's great. Yeah, basically the OCR requirements, since it is federal funding, you have BABA compliance, Build America, Buy America. You also have Davis-Bacon wages that have to be paid on this, which drive up your prices.
Mhm.
In addition, you guys can't just go out there and build it yourself on the site. Now, if we do the OCR grant, do all this work, close it out, he gets a patronicity grant. Afterwards, what you do on that site, you're more than welcome to, and that's where the community can then come and install it. You're not paying Davis-Bacon wages, you're not paying BABA compliance, things like that.
And that's why I set it up. Just so that everyone knows, this is my third CDBG since I've been in office. I did one with the painting of the water tower, along with the water work and the building down here for the chlorination. I did that CDBG. I also did the CDBG to have the school raised. So this is my third one. So this is nothing new to me. I already know how much work it's going to be for me, and I'm not scared. Just letting you know. And I'll be dealing directly with the lieutenant for all of this.
Right. I understand all this, and it sounds like great work, but I wrote all our grants in the past before too, but it's not equipment, but is there a way of writing that grant for a tractor for the town to do some work after that? Because I mean, tractor seems like it's a very needed thing. If there was a way of working a piece of equipment in there to maintain and take care of the park, like something like that be done.
It's again, it comes under equipment. And so because it's a CDBG and it comes under equipment. Now, can we write a grant for the tractor? Not under this grant, but under another grant? Yes. Let me just tell you that I've already looked into that, and they have shot me down for the time being because there is no money in the USDA, which is also a federal grant. And they've told me that they have no money right now. That doesn't mean that they won't have after the budget is signed. And that's what I'm waiting on. And playground equipment is different, yes, because patronicity does place-based, which would not include the tractor.
Just trying to think of a way to.
So, but yeah, I'm hey, and I've already done that, and I've gone other. And I have looked into that.
And it's not saying that we cannot put that tractor in our budget for next year.
Oh, no.
So it's not that we're over.
We were ready to buy it this year,
Yeah.
but then we had some other things that.
Things has come up. And I think what we have found out as an RCH group, once you start your project and people see it, money will come in. And like I said, as far as your benches, I'll guarantee you, if you want more than 14, you'll get more than 14. You can pull that out of your cost. I mean, it won't cost a dime. They will be donated. So.
Does anyone else have any questions that they'd like to answer?
It is scary.
It is scary. It's quiet.
You may now close the meeting if you like.
Okay. If there's no more questions, we will adjourn the public hearing. And
Yeah.
we turn to at exactly 7:46, the public meeting is adjourned.
Okay.
This
And
time we'll resume.
open up.
Open our
Open up.
meeting that we left off with. Bob, you were the last one.
I'm done.
I am now going to open it up to the public. Anything that you.
Yeah, I'd like to address the water lines in this town. Last year I had my house power sprayed and painted. They couldn't get enough water pressure to run a power sprayer. They hooked up to Mike and Sonia's house. They couldn't get enough water pressure out of that, so they had to bring a tank in to do that with. And I run 4 seeping hoses, one at a time, in my little garden to get enough water pressure in my garden to water it. And I put a new copper line in it 25 years ago, and I put all new plumbing in the house. And I was told back then that there's a line that comes out of the main, comes halfway across the street, and then goes west, and then comes into my water meter. And until you get that elbow out of that, now the guy told me that worked with the town at that time. But my water pressure gets worse every year. If I'm taking a shower and she takes a drink at the kitchen sink, I'm hosed.
It's cold.
We don't want it.
But I've been gonna talk to Tony
Tony,
about
can
it.
you answer any of that? Do you know anything about that situation there? Can we look into that situation, please? We'll see what we can do, and we'll look into it and see.
And I got the street light down here in the corner. I don't know what kind of street light it is. You can't see squat.
That has been brought up again.
I know, and I seen the truck sitting there one day, but, and when they changed it, they came back a month later and sat there a while on it. I don't know.
Is it a different type of bulb? Is that what it is?
It's a whole new
Tony?
light fixture, it's an LED light fixture and stuff.
It's
They
an
replaced
LED.
the one, they replaced the one on his corner, and they replaced the one block over, and there is a tremendous amount of difference.
Yeah,
I
can
called
see
them
it blocked.
about it, and they were supposed to come back out and fix it. I haven't heard any more about it.
Can you call them again and get on top of it and see what they, yeah, see what we can do? Follow up on that, please. Thank you. We'll see what we can do, sir. Anybody got anything else? Yes,
I got just a quick question. We'll go back to the very first thing we started with the liquor store down here. And Jerry, you said that you don't mind it having it there.
it does, no, I mean,
So I understand your position there. Have the other council members, would they be willing to share what their opinion is?
I mean, I personally wouldn't mind, but if the community which I represent is against it, then I wouldn't approve it.
Thank you.
I feel the same way.
All right, thanks.
thank you. Any other questions? Nah,
Real quick, Christine said that because of the size of the town, and we hold a, beer and wine license at the restaurant. So unless the town actually grew, or is there an exception or something? I'm just thinking like the beer and wine part, not so much the liquor part, but I'm in the same boat as you guys. If it's, the town's okay with it, I'm okay with it. The town's not, then, so be it. But I just didn't know that part, that the size of the town would dictate what we have, so.
So for every 1,500 people,
Does that answer it for you? Okay.
there can be one one-way permit, one two-way permit, and one three-way permit if authorized.
Yeah.
And I don't read any exception to that in the statute. In my research, I didn't find any exception.
So I
to that.
believe the owner was saying what he was trying to do is beer, wine, and liquor, or just liquor?
I think.
Beer, wine, and liquor, a
Beer, wine,
three-way.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to do
Three-way.
a package store, so,
Three-way.
Yep, that was my understanding.
yeah.
I was thinking about that earlier. What about during the festival? Is that gonna be open where they buy beer and then walk down to the tractor pull or someplace like that? That's where I.
You-
that's
You
what I
can't.
was trying to-
You
There
can't,
is-
where would,
We don't have that kind of law in our town.
yeah. No, I mean,
But there's a sign that says no alcohol permitted, why wouldn't it happen?
if it is, they have to bring their own because they can't walk out, I mean,
You couldn't take it out of the
you
restaurant.
can't take it out of the
I'm
restaurant.
talking about if they open the liquor store.
Oh,
Oh.
well, I'm sure that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm talking about the liquor store.
Yeah.
One of the things, and Wednesday, we're gonna be down there at the
Right.
the hearing. But the guy's trying for two permits. The first one is the package store with the three-way, and the other one was with wine and beer to be at a grocery store at an address to be determined later. So,
Well,
yeah,
Yeah, he,
that's the same company as trying for both of these permits, licenses.
Well, regardless of what he does, he hasn't come here first, which is
So-
what would need to
so, yeah,
happen.
so the bottom line, that's just kind of a background of what he's trying to get accomplished here,
yeah.
so we know.
Yeah, I think the little grocery store's a dream too. I don't think,
You know what, I mean, I like to read into things.
yeah,
That gets me in trouble that way. But we got this big building out west Hampton built called Dollar General.
mhm,
I don't know if in Indiana, if any of them carry wine and beer.
they do.
I know
Some
down in
might,
Florida they
yeah,
do.
yeah, some might
But
do.
if, I don't know too, if this company that's wanting this one is trying to lock up all the permits so that no competition can come up against them. So I don't know, that's reading their mind.
Yeah,
I'm glad, I mean, I don't know that I have that ability. Maybe they-
yeah, I don't know. It's probably no different than walking into Kroger's and you walk by all the booze and everything, so
Well, that's the way.
that's the way a
General
Dollar
was.
General would be if that happens, but
But they haven't contacted you, and so I'm.
oh, no. As far as I know, I've been told, and I don't know if Tony knows any different, the contractors haven't even handed the store over yet to Dollar General. So, I mean, it's gonna be a while yet, so. And I'm assuming that they will contact here in the town hall once Dollar General starts in, so we can at least welcome them to the town. And, you know, I'm assuming they're gonna have a grand opening, but it's gonna be a great asset for a lot of people in this community.
I was told that they're gonna have it done by spring.
Yeah, I heard that they're gonna hand it over sometime, but they're not for sure exactly. So, I
I
mean,
went to one down
yes.
Wabash that we're copying.
Yeah.
And the inside is very nice. It has a nice, large grocery section, and you know, it's not a grocery part like that in Silver Lake, but
Mhm.
it's nice.
They don't have any beer and wine there, correct?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
That's,
remember. I was looking for something to snack on.
Sure you were.
Yeah. Were you in the patrol car?
The uniform, they didn't count on that.
Jerry,
No, yes.
since they have to clear it through you first, do we even need to attend that meeting Wednesday?
I would say, well,
If they gotta go
I
to
will not
work.
be there. I will be in Indianapolis, but they'll probably read the letter that I wrote in favor of it because it doesn't bother me. But we want to do is represent our community. That's what we want.
Okay.
So until then, chances are, I would say it's up to you all to,
Well, I didn't even know if they would go ahead and have that meeting since it's gotta be cleared
no,
here
we're
first.
not, they're gonna have that meeting no matter what.
Okay.
If you want to attend the meeting, you still should.
Yes,
For or against
yeah.
it, so.
Yeah, but it was a good opportunity tonight to poll everybody here to see how they felt. Okay. So.
Tony, yeah, one more thing. Tony did submit, since you're talking about Dollar General now, Tony did submit to me all of the parts and labor on the tapping of Dollar General for the sewer and the water. And I sent them an invoice last week for $8,559 for them to pay, which is $4,741 out of water and $3,818 out of sewer, which added up to $8,559. So I'm waiting on the check, and then when I get the check in, then that money will be returned back into the water and sewer fund in our town.
What about invoicing the boring crew that's here with the water? We're keeping track of that, right? We haven't.
Yes,
Okay,
I
so,
have a running total of all the water.
yeah, so they will be, are they getting pretty close to being done, right?
Your guess is good as mine. I get tickets every day.
I mean, I will say one thing, I think it's really kind of nice that, you know, we're getting fiber optic here in town now, we're getting Dollar General, got new sidewalks, new lights, new park. It's gonna be a great community. Might have to clear up a few places, but it's gonna be a great community, and I think people will want to be here in Roann. So, anybody got anything else out there before? Yes, ma'am.
Since you guys all are kind of for or okay with the liquor license.
You want us to buy yours for you? Is that what you're saying?
No, thank you. Then does the community need to come in when it comes to vote? Because they may not know when the vote comes,
We're not voting on anything.
not tonight.
We're not voting at all.
You guys are done, the decision's made.
No decision is made,
No
but
decision is made. Joyce.
no decision will be made at that meeting. So,
I'm talking here, it has to pass you guys,
yes,
right?
yes.
So,
If they grant it, if the commissioners.
but how will the
Hey,
community
listen.
know?
Go ahead, Christina, I'm sorry.
The commissioners aren't granting anything. It's the alcohol board. And they cannot grant it unless you have an ordinance and you don't have an ordinance.
And would there have to be a public hearing for that?
For an ordinance, there'd have to be notice.
Right.
Not a public hearing.
Okay.
But the same procedure that We always have.
Well,
to
we always
discuss
do for
ordinance.
So it'd be
ordinance.
an ordinance and versus a resolution.
It's gotta be an ordinance.
Okay. So anyway, we'll cross that bridge when that time comes, but we know as a board how the
What we've heard from the community so far.
community writes, so,
Right.
Okay? Anybody got anything else? If not, we will adjourn this meeting at 7:58.
Thank you.
See you Friday.
Okay.
Just depends.